Hello, welcome back to Just Not Crick Pod. With no technical issues. We're back for let's call it a new series. Should we call it a new series, Jamie?
Yeah, sure. I was listening.
It's this is a new series of Just Not Crick Pod. The last one we did was the last India test.
86 years ago.
It feels like it. A lot has happened in that time, but I also feel like a lot of the stuff that happened in that time is incredibly pointless. Um, yeah, how are you, Jamie, in the cricketing sense?
In the cricketing sense, great. I've not watched
Good.
any.
Is there anything, can you pinpoint anything in the last, I don't know, oh, well, what is it? 4 months? 3 months?
Um, so Chris Wokes retired. That happened.
Yes, he has. Yeah.
That was
Feelings,
sad.
thoughts, sad?
Good final game to end on.
Yeah.
Kind of looking back at it, you kind of wonder if he knew that was going to be his last game. And he was
Yeah.
just like, yeah,
Yeah.
fuck it. Because he shouldn't have been going to the Ashes. Anyway,
No.
but whatever. So I know that happened.
Yeah.
Um, I only know England and India were playing an ODI series
England and
because
India.
I don't know, England and someone, but I only know that because there was an update during halftime of Liverpool Manchester United, and they were saying, "Oh, it was a close finish
Oh,
or
no,
something."
sorry. England. So yeah, that was the Cricket World Cup, the Women's Cricket World Cup, which we'll get on to.
Cool. Well,
England won by 3 runs in that game.
yeah, so it was a close match. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was aware of that. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
through the traditional means.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. It's still awareness, isn't it?
Yeah,
Um, nice. That's good. See, that's 2 bits of cricket knowledge.
yeah, and like every so often you send me something
Yeah,
stupid or
or mildly infuriating.
yeah, or the Butler and Broad podcast, which is neither and somehow worse.
Mm. That is actually quite a good segue.
Sick.
Because we are back. I mean, just also a quick note on Wokesy. Um, big fan of Wokes. Sad he's done, but I do agree what the time is right. I think he had said in an interview yesterday that he did
Mhm.
want to go to the Ashes, but obviously when he got that injury, it was sort of like, well, that is obviously it. That is the point of no
Yeah.
return. Wasn't sure whether or not he would be selected for the Ashes anyway, but it was on his radar. But yeah, it's going out in the kind of Wokesy way, which is quite a selfless act. So I
Mhm.
think yeah, he also signed a new 2-year contract with Warwickshire today, which is quite nice to see. So for all formats, so he's not one of these players who's just gone straight off into the franchise world. It's quite nice that he's one of
Mhm.
those players, a bit like Cook and Anderson, have just gone back to their counties to be like, well, I'm going to give something back for the last bit of my career, which is quite nice. Um, so
And
yeah,
like we've always got a space open for former England fast
yeah,
bowlers
yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
finally rival the tail enders because Joss and Stewart aren't.
Oh, it's a tough listen. I did see a reel or something like a couple of weeks ago where it's just like a group of people listening to the podcast all sitting down like, oh, it's going to be good, and then it cuts them like 2 seconds later, just all asleep.
Yeah.
It's just like that's that. But no, I thought I would, yeah, as we are a podcast and we're adding to the whole like massive barrage of constant cricket podcasts.
Sure.
Um,
I mean, we attempt to be.
yeah, I think we want to get up the charts, don't we, of the cricket
Mhm.
podcastness. But this leads me into my little feature slash game. When I was looking earlier to see where we were ranked, it took me a fair few scrolls. Um, the sheer amount of cricket podcasts there are is staggering. So I thought I'd do a game where I'm going to list you
Mhm.
a lot of podcasts.
Cool.
Amongst those is potentially a couple or one or none, an incorrect one or a fake one, and you have to try
Okay.
and figure out what it is.
It's two truths, one lie, but with cricket
With
podcasts.
a lot of cricket podcasts, there could be red herrings. There could be like stuff we've mentioned before, maybe like, oh, interesting, or it could be stuff like glaringly obvious. Who knows? Some are good, some are bad. So, like for example, I think if we come across the one you think is incorrect or fake, I think you say, "How's that?"
Okay.
And if you heard of it, you can be like, "Oh, I know that one," and you can maybe say who's on it if you know. But
Sure.
I would, yeah, okay. So, for example, easy one to start: the Sky Sports Cricket Podcast.
How's that?
You're right.
Yeah.
So the one with Nas and Atherton. Out of some of these, I think that one's okay to listen to. It's just like listen to like, classic
That
as if
that
they're
one's
by the pod.
it's basically just the overlap for cricket, isn't it? With the
With kind of, yeah,
overlap being
with
the
two good
football
pundits.
equivalent.
Yeah. Yeah. Who can actually, actually have good opinions, I think, and actually talk properly about the
Yeah.
game and don't really hold back on some things. I
And
think
I'm
a lot of
pretty
them.
sure they use the same studio because it's literally the same sort of breakfast bar
Well, that's actually a
island.
different one, I think. So
I
the
mean,
Sky
it's
Sports Cricket podcast is
an
just a Zoom one, like
identical
us.
studio then.
Maybe. Um, you then have just another one just to this showcase game. Got the Test Match Special podcast, classic
How's
TMS. So all
that?
the easy ones up the way. Then we're going to go into actual names. So we have next up the Cricket podcast.
I mean, that sounds too normal to not be real. So yeah, that's real.
That's real, yeah. So that's a
Wait,
independent pod. So independent content creators, which is nice, and that one's doing quite well in the charts. Stick to cricket.
yeah, that feels real.
That's real. So that's the one I think you're thinking of with the overlap one. So this is one that's got Vaughan,
Ah, okay.
Cook, Phil Tufnell, and Bumble.
Yeah, okay,
So they're the
that's
one
what I'm
who's kind of in
thinking
the
of.
same
Okay.
studio, and it's kind of it's. I've tried a couple just because I feel like I'm intrigued at like because it's got such a ridiculously high production quality, and I
Hmm.
like Bumble stuff. But some of it is just so tough to listen to, like especially Vaughan. Like they've got sections where you can like skip to like, oh, skip to Ash's talk or
Hmm.
whatever. And the first bit is always intro and banter. I'm like, it's just terrible.
It's
So
not really banter if it's scripted, is it?
no, yeah,
But I remember
it's
you sending
tough.
me that clip of Bumble giving Root just a load of
Yeah.
vegetables and
Hmm.
fruit
Hmm.
and like assigning cricketing puns to them.
Yeah.
Like that, this isn't content. This is
No, this is just it's this just manufactured content. So I'm happy with like Bumble stuff. Sometimes Cook actually speaks some sense in it, but it's just not a thing I'd like to listen to.
yeah.
Next one I think is quite easy. Beard before wicket.
I mean, I'm glad we're also burning all our bridges with this one. But
Oh, of course, yeah, absolutely.
yeah,
But
this Beard Before Wicket is a thing. It's Mo and Rashid.
yeah. And Naber Harun, who hosts of it. It's out of a lot of these, I think it's just such it's a fresh one. Where I think we sent one where we'll get to the other one, but where one is very scripted and feels very like formulaic and just nothing. Whilst this one just feels like a natural chat and natural conversation. Not the clip I sent you was with Mo and Hashim Amla, I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was all three
Um,
of them. I think Rash was
yeah.
there
Oh
as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah. And they did one this week which had just Rash and Flintoff and invaded on it, and that was
Mhm.
just it's what I think what you want from podcasts because it's so over diluted, and here we are doing
Yeah.
the same stuff. But you want it just as a free flowing normal chat amongst
Yeah.
people. You don't want it to just be like almost politicians talk of not really saying or doing anything, and it's just refreshing.
Yeah.
That one, I think it's a good one. I would recommend Beer Before Wicket. So
Do
yeah,
they ever talk about beards extensively? Because otherwise it's
yeah, they did. I think I didn't
oh
listen to
good.
the. Oh yeah, there's a bit about Flintoff and stuff about growing beard. I think Duncan Fletcher said that all the England players had to be clean shaven. If they didn't, there would be like fines and stuff, and he refused it. So I'd recommend giving that a listen.
Yeah, that's cool. And that's
Yeah, yeah,
also a stupid rule.
100%, yeah. Um, okay, then obviously Tailenders,
How's that? Clearly fake.
really fake. The Grey Cricketer,
Yeah, real.
yeah. Um, Zero Ducks Given.
Um, that sounds like the kind of thing that our friends over at Banter Boys would make a title of one of their
Yeah, yeah,
episodes.
yeah.
So I'm leaning towards yes, it's real, but I also
It's real.
yeah,
Yeah.
there we go.
So that's Stephen Finn's podcast.
I would that seems like too of a much of a risky name for Stephen Finn, but
It's Stephen Finn, Toby Tarrant, and Dan Norcross from TMS.
cool. Those are two names I don't know.
There we go. But now you know. Switch hit.
Mm, I can see it being a real name, but it's just a shit name. So yeah, I'm gonna say real, but it's just a crap title.
So yeah, that is Cricket Info's podcast. Um, Good areas.
I mean, that's a real podcast, but it's not about cricket. How's that?
No, 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 it is a cricket one. So that's from a cricket journalist, Jarrod Kimber. So that's actually quite a good one. He's quite a stat heavy guy. But yeah, good areas. That is real.
Yeah, it
Um,
could have been like a travel podcast or something.
yeah. I quite like that. Yeah, gardening. What areas are good? Um, for the love of cricket.
That yeah, that's real.
Yeah, that is the famous Broad and Joss one. Um, No Balls Cricket Podcast.
How's that?
No, that is real. So that's Alex Hartley and Kate Cross. So that is another cricket one. How's that cricket?
How's that? Because
You got it right.
there's got to be one eventually.
Yeah, that is fake. I thought I'd throw it in because the other ones are just so obvious and so like I thought, well, is there not a how's that one? I searched for ages for a how's that cricket one, but
I mean, surely
maybe we
there
should have done that.
is, but it's
Couldn't find one.
maybe we're bigger than the how's that?
Maybe we should have done a how's that one. Okay, so we have several more. Uh, following on.
Oh, I thought you meant following on, as in we were
No,
doing the
following
next one,
on.
but following on is that how's
Yeah.
that?
No, that's real. That is talk
No, I
sports.
disagree. No, no, it's if it's Talksport, it's clearly not a podcast. It's propaganda. Fuck that.
I think Harmison hosts that one. Backward
Yeah,
Point.
yeah, that's real. It's just
That's real.
boring
That's
cricket term as
but
podcast.
the interesting one I think with this one. I think it's actually a North American podcast,
Oh, that's
which
yeah,
I
that
find
is
quite
interesting.
interesting. Hosted by Nazar and Bashar. So that's I would look. I'm quite intrigued by that one, if I'm honest.
Yeah,
Um,
I'd actually be interested in listening to that one to see their perspective
yeah. Oh,
overall,
100%.
especially because of the was it the T20 World Cup that was there
Yeah.
recently? So
Yeah.
you would imagine cricket in North America is like at its peak
Yeah.
popularity.
Yeah. I think so. So yeah, Backward Point, if you're listening,
Give us a follow.
get involved.
We're not
Willow
burning your
Talk, sorry.
bridge.
Yeah, no. I'm quite happy to not burn the bridges of all the independent ones. The big, massive ones, I don't really care.
Yeah, fuck
Um,
you, Joss and Stewart.
yeah, it's not good. Willow Talk.
I well, I do like that title. I'm
Do
gonna
you? Okay,
yeah,
interesting.
so I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt and say how's that?
No, that's true.
Oh no,
Um,
no, you're wrong.
but
It's
you'll
a
be interested in this one.
no,
You
it's a
like no,
tree podcast. It's all about different trees and like aging of trees
no.
and
Honestly, you will like this one. It's
sure.
hosted. It's
Is it
Adam
hosted by
Peacock.
Craig Kieswetter?
No, Adam Peacock, Elisa Healy, obviously
Mhm.
Australia women's captain, and Brad Haddin. In case you haven't had enough.
I have had enough. Next.
Oh. Um, Middle, please, umpire.
No, that how's that? That's
That's real.
no, no, like it's like some of these names are fun and
Mhm.
intuitive. Some of them are just cricket terms, but that one's such like a niche cricketing term
Yeah, yeah.
that
That's hosted by Mark Wood, that one.
Woody can do better than that.
I think you can do better than that.
Uh,
Um, Next one, you're on screen now.
how's that? It's a real podcast, but it's not cricket.
That's a cricket one.
No,
So it's
how?
obviously,
Why?
you know where it's like when you
Oh,
have the DRS and it
yeah,
goes back to
the
the umpire, you're on
umpire
screen
review.
now, you
Okay,
can give your decision, yeah. So
sure.
that's an independent one, and that's from Dan and Clara, who follow us,
Okay,
which we know. We like
like
them.
yeah, we like them.
Big fans. Um, this one I I like the pun ones.
So
Sledging room.
preemptive. Oh, I was going to say preemptively. How's that then? Because you're setting up. But uh, say it again. Sorry.
Sledging room.
Yeah, that's real.
It is real, yeah. It's an India podcast. I was like, what does that mean? I was like, oh, sledging. Like, it's good.
I see what you mean. You're trying to catch me off with like winter
Yeah,
sports,
yeah, yeah,
but like I follow winter sports even less than cricket. So
yeah. True.
how you
How's
got
that?
to do better than.
Okay. Um. Okay. Uh, the Cricketer Weekly.
I mean, it's the weekly that's throwing me off
Mm,
because it could feel like it could be a women's cricket podcast, but I gonna throw the weekly on.
mm.
I'm gonna say it's real.
It's real, yeah. I'm a big fan of that. I like it. I like the cricket's hurt. I think it's a nice little, and the her being in caps. It's
Yeah.
quite, yeah. Another independent would definitely recommend it since that one is good.
Yes, we like
Um,
them as well.
yep. um,
You can be on our bridge.
Back of a length.
Yeah, that's real. That's
That's real. Yeah, that's a New Zealand podcast. Again, they also follow us, so get involved. Um,
come on the bridge.
okay, right. All over, bar the cricket.
Wait, I don't. Where's the pun or
All over, bar the cricket.
yeah? But like, I'm trying to figure out whether like play on words or pun, or if it's just like middle, please, umpire. But I don't think anyone could get that bad. Um, real.
Real, yeah. I don't understand that one either. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe we're missing something. But that's Matt Hayden's and Greg Blewett's podcast. So another Aussie one. Sure. The one that thing that really threw me off about that is that their art for their podcast is just some AI generated slop of the three of them. It's
Oh,
like,
cool.
okay.
So that's a bridge we can just
Yeah.
fucking torch. They can get to
Yeah.
absolute fuck.
That
I
is the
don't follow that podcast.
it is the podcast where famously Matt Hayden said that if Joe Root doesn't score 100 in the Ashes this summer, then he'll walk around the MCG naked. That's the only claim to fame this podcast has had, I think.
Why would he want to like clear out the stadium completely? Why would he want to cost the Australian Cricket Board money?
Ah, hey, Dos. Right, we've got two more.
Sick.
Everywhere we go.
How's that?
That's real. That's Barmy Army
I
one.
mean, one of them is going to be how's that? I was just hedging my bets.
And then it's not just
How's
cricket.
that?
That's real.
Yeah, but it's not a
Uh,
cricket podcast, is it?
It is.
Is it?
It's kind of merged into it now.
Oh, but he didn't used to be,
Didn't used to
right?
be,
It was
but it is now. It's
mainly,
got Azim Rafiq and Matt
yeah,
Lloyd, so it has kind of it's
but
now
it
merged
started
more into
more of
cricket
like
stuff.
a
Yeah,
political.
yeah, and now it's just kind of cricket. But
Okay.
yeah, but and that's it. There was the one incorrect one, which was my how's that cricket. But just to give you an idea of how much that's just scraping the surface of how much cricketness there is and how much, you know.
I'll be honest, I would have preferred more fake ones in there, but
I think I wanted to go with my point of like how many ridiculous titles there are
mhm.
and how these are all just existing. Like I could have probably found a middle stump one if I kept on looking.
Yeah, Mark
Like
fucking Woods one.
or like cricket ball or like, not out. Like there's going to be loads of those. So maybe we'll do a part two because like I said, I barely scratched the surface.
I think maybe next episode we try and come up with as many titles as we can.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Or we yeah,
something to
maybe
do
our
with the
next time.
seam or
I mean, I didn't
the
extensively look
cross
at them.
seam
The
podcast.
cross theme, yeah. The off cutters.
Yeah,
Maybe we try and each think of five for next time,
cool.
and then
Yeah.
we will see if they exist.
And by live you mean record and then
Yeah,
send it out.
live to each other. Yeah, let's do that. And
Sick.
if you also want to send in your suggestions, feel free. Right, so
Unless
that's all.
your podcast is like using AI art, then fuck off.
It's just so
It's
rubbish. Who cares?
yeah, it's
Yeah. Cool. So that's nice. So there's a lot of podcasts out there. So I'm glad if you are listening to listen to this one because it's probably not the best, but it's pretty good.
it's
Um,
it's fine. It's
it's all right. It does the serviceable job from two people you've never heard of.
I
And if you
disagree.
have, oh. Cricket World Cup's happening, the women's one.
Yep.
And like you said, you knew about that.
I
Um,
knew about a game was happening
yeah.
because it they were talking about it during halftime and on football. So
Another sport.
yeah,
Um, unsurprisingly, um, do you want to take a guess who's at the top of the points table?
Australia.
Australia, yep, they've played six, won five, one washout, 11 points, comfortably qualified for the semis. Two other teams have qualified for the semis. Do you want to take a guess who those may be?
India, West Indies.
Oh, West Indies. West Indies aren't in it.
Oh, okay. Well, that's well off.
Yeah, they
Um,
obviously didn't qualify.
I'll replace that with
Maybe
England
coincidence.
then.
England, yeah, England have played six, won four, lost one, no result. The one they lost today was against Australia.
Mhm.
And it was a game I had a little tune in because I thought, oh, gonna probably we could win this. So England posted 244 for nine. I'll quickly grab up some scores for you. Tammy Beaumont got 78, and Alice Capsey chipped in at the end with 38 or 32. Wicket shared for Annabelle Sutherland, Freefer. But probably the most telling thing was Alana King, who is very good Australian leg spinner.
Mhm.
10 overs, 1 for 20, which is not really what you want in a 50 over if you're the batting side.
Yeah.
So I think it was between overs 20 and 30, or maybe 30 and 40, where England only scored about 20 runs.
Mhm.
And comparatively, Australia scored about 78 for no wickets lost in the same period.
Yeah.
It just shows you this. But Australia were struggling initially. They were 24 for three in the chase, so it was wide open, and then 68 for four. But then Annabelle Sutherland finished on 98 not out, and Ashley Gardner 104
Mhm.
not out of 73 balls. So just under a two, yeah, just under a 200 run partnership, 180 they put on for the sixth wicket. So it's just classic Australia through and through in that
Yeah.
the sense that they know how to win, and good teams know how to win, and they find a way even when they're under the pump. And they don't have Elisa Healy in this game, who's out with injury at the moment, and I think she's got a couple of hundreds so far in this tournament.
Mhm.
But I mean, I put a post out before it started. I was like, "Congratulations to Australia winning the Cricket World Cup," and we're heading that way. But the other team who have qualified is South Africa. Um, Played six, won five, lost one, and then it is kind of up for grabs in terms of the fourth spot between probably mostly just between India and New Zealand,
Mhm.
both from 4 points. And they are to play each other tomorrow, actually. So that is going to be a big game, you could say. But yeah, wide open there. But it's been a bit of a farce, I would say, otherwise, in terms of the fixtures in Colombo, because it's being hosted in both India and Sri Lanka. Because obviously
Mhm.
Pakistan will not be touring India for, you know,
Yep.
probably another time. Um, so they've decided to host the Pakistan leg games in Colombo and other games. And it's rainy season in Sri Lanka. So I'm pretty sure every single game has been affected by rain. I think there's only been one result because with Duckworth Lewis, I'm pretty sure. So a team like Pakistan have been affected like that throughout most of the
Mhm.
tournament. I think New Zealand have been massively impacted. Yeah, New Zealand played five and they've had a couple of washouts. So it's gone well.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect an ICC tournament to be a complete farce and fuck
Yeah.
up so spectacularly, but
No. Yeah, of course.
what can you do?
Not going to. But yeah, all good fun. So it's yeah, basically a knockout game tomorrow between
Mhm.
India and New Zealand. England have got New Zealand to play in. That's their final group game. And then the semis take place from a week from today, with the final on the 2nd of November. But it's good from England for a getting a cheeky semi-final in there, considering the appalling Ashes they had
Mhm.
last winter. I think they had I would say, a middling summer. I would be honest. But they've have had a night back from injury. She got 100 against India the other day, where they won by 3 runs. And she'll make a massive difference. But I mean, like I said, I don't see any team getting past Australia, if I'm perfectly honest. And I
Yeah.
don't think that's a very shocking thing to say.
It always feels like whenever there's a slight glimpse that someone's getting close to Australia, like in that England game, suddenly they go, nope,
Yeah,
we're
they
just
don't.
running away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I tuned in. They were like, "Yeah, 100 for four." I'm like, "Oh, I just need a one or two here," and it's like, England are never getting a wicket again.
And then Australia got that 1 or 2 100 partnership and
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
off.
knocked it off with absolute ease. I think they finished with 10 overs to spare. Like they're a ridiculous team. They're a very good team. Like yeah, I think they're one of the best international teams there's been. If I'm honest, just the consistency they have over the number of years has just been second to none, honestly. Um,
They'd
and
probably beat the England men's team in the Ashes as well.
eventually, yeah. Um, Good segue. Shall we talk about the Ashes?
No, I'm all right.
Jamie, can you believe it's less than a month until the Ashes?
No, I actually can't. I don't know if time has like sort of just blasted past like September and
Mm,
October, but it doesn't
yeah,
feel like and it kind of feels like it's starting earlier as well. I always associate it with
yeah.
starting in December, but
It's kind of always, I think it's, yeah, it's always end of November, the first one.
well, okay, maybe I'm just wrong
Something
then.
like that. But but I do agree, it has like sped through. Like
Mhm.
the fact that our last pod was the last test of summer, which is the end of July, and now we're talking about the Ashes already. I know we've not done a pod in that time, but that's also quite a lot of time that's passed.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. Um, but okay, right, Ashes. Ashes. Everyone else is talking about it, so I guess we should. Can't be bothered, but let's talk about it. Um,
Or we
have
could
you?
stand out from the crowd and do something
But people want to
creative and
hear our
imaginative and
opinions.
do
Maybe,
they? I
maybe
kind of
not.
barely do.
But speaking of opinions, because I don't think anyone's heard your opinion so far, but there's been a lot of Ashes trash talk. Have you been privy to any of it?
No, thank God.
So I'm gonna give you some.
Wait, just tell me first, has Zach Crawley said anything?
I think we'll get to, I couldn't actually find the quote. I think someone did say it was from Crawley initially. So I think Crawley said that Bazball winds Australia up, which I think he's kind of right. I think they do. I don't think they necessarily care as much as people make out, but I do. I think the Australian public get annoyed and whinge about it. I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But I
I
don't think the
don't,
team care.
and I don't think it's the brand of cricket that they play
Mm,
winds people up. I think it's them being dickheads on the field winds people up.
probably agree.
It's
But yeah, no, I'd say that.
so
So
time to fucking
mm,
back it up, Zach, without
yeah, yeah, yeah,
or
100%.
just
Yeah,
continue and get 30s every other innings.
yeah, I'll take a 30 average in Australia. To be fair, that's one.
A 30 every other innings, though, is like I'm
Oh
expecting
yeah, it's
the
probably
other
not.
innings to be
Yeah,
like
ones
two
and
or
twos.
six.
I'm gonna say,
No, Zach Crawley is going to be the first wicket of the Ashes,
yeah, probably, probably. I'm gonna say
which isn't a big statement because he's opening the batting, but
my big statement trash talk. You ready?
no,
I think Crawley will be the leading run scorer in the Ashes.
I quit the pod.
That's
That's
my that's my crazy statement. Um,
yeah, emphasis on crazy.
exactly. We're all about it. That'll get us clicks. Won't get us clicks. Um, but okay, back to crash talk, trash talk, trashes. Um, so when Crawley allegedly said that, Gilchrist, who isn't playing, responded, saying, "Oh, we were doing it 20 years before them. It's just the way you play. No, it doesn't wind me up. It makes for compelling viewing. Bring it on." So again, it's like you say, that's more talking about the way they play as opposed to the way they speak or
Mhm.
talk about things. And we know they talk absolute nonsense. Um, but I'd say that's fair enough.
Yeah, and like I think back to the way Australia played in that time is like having Brett Lee or McGrath. Like,
Mm,
of course they were going to be aggressive. Like, how can you
yeah.
not be with those
Yeah,
kinds of
that's
bowlers?
yeah. To be fair, that's actually I think what Cook said as well, which I read the other day. In that you've got a top order of Hayden, Langer,
Hmm.
Ponting, Clark, Damian Martin, you know, Hussey at one point as well. So many greats, Gilchrist obviously, and then you say a bowling line that's back up. How would you not be attacking when you know you've got the
Yeah.
security of those players to come? So yeah, I agree. So and while England on the flip side have got players like Zach Crawley or Ollie Pope who aren't of nowhere near that caliber, but they're playing that way. So
Mm.
we'll see. But I'll turn your attention to the one that has wound most people up.
You can try.
Um, So firstly, it's a battle of two people. The first one comes from David Warner, who's also not playing in this series. Um, so he was asked whether Australia's playing style or England's baseball approach would come out on top in the next month's Ashes series. Warner said, "The Australian way, because we're playing for the Ashes and they're playing for a moral victory." Thoughts?
Why would that wind people up? I think he's just making a meme, right?
He made a meme and it fell on absolutely deaf ears. I think he was expecting chuckles, and the audio was just like, the classic tumbleweed kind of
Hmm.
thing.
I don't know how that's got a reaction out of anyone.
I think it's just because like the
I
whole
think
moral
it's
victory
just
thing is a boring meme anyway. Like
yeah, it's a shit joke, but like
yeah
it doesn't like who cares?
yeah. So in response, Stuart Broad, who's also not playing in this series, um, said um, he dismissed that and saying he didn't know what the moral victory was alluding to, blah 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 blah. So he said, you wouldn't be outlandish in thinking it's actually not an opinion, it's a fact. It's probably the worst Australian side team since 2010 when England last won, and it's the best English team since 2010. What?
I think that's probably a fair statement,
Okay.
but I also think that doesn't necessarily mean England are favourites or
I
that
don't think he's
England will
necessarily,
win.
yeah, I don't think he's
But
necessarily
like
saying it's England the favourites. I think he's just saying
I think I think that's kind of implied by what he's saying.
probably, yeah, but I mean, it's still Australia and Australian. I think it also takes out some of the quote beforehand, where he's saying, Australia in Australian conditions would be
Yeah.
expecting to win. Um, but I would say, yeah,
I think
it's
giving him the benefit of the doubt, he's saying it's going to be
mhm,
as competitive as it has been in a long time.
yeah, which you would expect, and if it's
Yeah,
not,
and
then
then
England have
putting
mucked
on
up.
the England tinted glasses that Broad
Hmm.
probably has, fair
Yeah, yeah,
enough.
yeah,
He's the like implication would be that he thinks England have at least got a
yeah,
chance, or he thinks England will
yeah,
win.
yeah.
Again, I don't think it's too inflammatory for a former England
No,
cricketer to
yeah.
say a fairly mundane, bland blanket statement.
You'll think, and then it's taken obviously the Australian media by storm because they not best pleased. I mean, is it the worst Australian side since 2010? It's still got, Steve Smith, Mitchell Stark, Nathan Lyon, Josh Hazlewood, Pat Cummins. But Pat Cummins likely is going to be injured for a significant part of the series.
Mhm,
Um, on the agreeing side, you have got the injury of Pat Cummins. You've got they don't know the makeup of their tight side, so they know Quadra's going to open. They don't know who's going to open with him.
and they don't know
They don't
three, is that right?
they don't know three, because it's between Cameron Green, Marnus, and Bo Webster. They don't know the
Yeah.
makeup of their side, so they want an all rounder. If Cameron Green can bowl, he'll go at six,
Mhm.
and Marnus will go at three, and they'll give probably a debut to a new opener. Either go back to Constas or I think it's Weatherall. Um, but if Cameron Green can't bowl, they'll probably play Bo Webster, who's currently in the team,
Mhm.
who's an all-rounder who's done pretty well, and then they'll probably have Cam Green at three, and then Marnus open, um, and then obviously Cummins isn't fit, so then they obviously have to go to Boland, who's very good in Australian conditions, but then you've got Josh Hazlewood, who's not played two tests in a row, I think for the last 2 years. Um,
And he's not bowling against Virat Kohli, who's absurdly good
yeah, yeah,
against
yeah,
for some
yeah,
reason.
yeah, yeah. Um, And then I think you've got Alex Carey. I think Alex Carey's just come back from an injury as well. So you've got a lot of question marks. I think collectively, if everyone's fit, I don't think it's a very bad side at all. I think
Yeah.
but I think the issue comes from is their muddled thinking and they
Mhm.
don't know who's going to bat where, who's going to be fit.
Yeah.
I think if you're coming into an Ashes less than a month away and you have no idea who your opening partnership's going to be and who's going to bat free and who's your all-rounder, I think that's tricky. On the flip side, when you look at England, I think their side mostly picks itself. Whether it's a
Yeah.
better side, they've got that kind of security and sense like we know who we're going to be picking.
Yeah, I'd
In
agree.
Australia, so I think it's fair.
More settled side, potentially, not even potentially, just less good players' words.
Yeah, yeah, and players who a lot of untested players in Australia, and the players who've been there haven't necessarily done well. Well, they haven't done well.
Yeah. And it's been very clearly planned out that this group of players will be playing in this Ashes
Yeah,
for a few
yeah,
years now.
yeah,
Like they've been grooming the likes of Bashir, I throw Crawley in there, and
yeah, for sure.
whoever else.
Uh-huh.
Bethel?
Yeah.
Would you say Bethel's been an
I feel
earmarked
like,
one?
I feel Bethel's such a weird one because he's just come on so late on. So you've got the other context. So with this is that Brooke was named vice captain as part of the Ashes squad,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and then Pope was taken the vice captaincy away, which opens a door for Bethel
Mhm.
if he does well. I think in New Zealand, I think they will still start with Pope because I think it would be quite unlike this England side to go through an entire kind of whole cycle with Pope from
Yeah.
2022 to now to then on the eve of the Ashes be like, now we're going to give it to Bethel, who's
Mhm.
pretty untested. I think it makes much more sense to start with Pope, and if he has one or two bad games, then you can bring Bethel in.
Yeah.
I think that's more likely the way it's going to go.
I assume it would also depend on how well someone like Joe Root bats in that first game or the second game.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
if both Pope and Root aren't performing well, that makes it harder for Bethel to come in. But if only
yeah,
Pope is not doing it, then you can it's much easier to put Bethel in
yeah.
and
No,
have that
I agree.
reassurance of Root, Brooke, Stokes,
Yeah,
even Jamie Smith.
yeah. Who's got Jamie in there?
Yeah, outscoring the Nats.
Um, I don't think there's much other England news really. Archer has been rested for the first New Zealand ODI on
Mhm.
Sunday with a I keeping him fit for the first Ashes test. Um, obviously the squad has
I would
been
imagine you'd rest him for the final one, but maybe
it
play
feels
him in the
odd, yeah.
first two and
I
then,
would have,
but
yeah, and
whatever.
then keep him ready, yeah.
But
But
I'm
yeah,
not
all
a
the
professional sports
who knows?
data analyst or
Yeah.
sports scientist, but
Is
whatever.
he in the red zone? That kind of chat. Um, yeah, it's all the squad I think are pretty much out there now, even if they're not in the ODI squad. Or so the Ashes squad, do you need reminding of who's in it, or can you
I
remember?
do.
Okay. So obviously this was announced ages ago, but here we are.
I'll give them each a
So
score out of 10 for how much I like them being in the squad.
okay, that's good. Yeah, okay, so Ben Stokes captain.
Yeah, 10. He kind of has
Um,
to be there, doesn't he?
Harry Brook vice captain.
9.
Nine. Are you happy with him vice captain?
I think it makes sense, really. I
Yeah.
think it's a little bit weird that he's got it from Pope now,
Mm. Yeah.
but he's undoubtedly going to be the next captain,
Oh,
isn't he?
absolutely. Yeah.
So
100%.
why not give him in
Yeah,
now too?
absolutely. Um, I don't know whether or not who will be next summer. I don't know what the series is going to do to Stokes, so we'll see.
Mhm.
Um, Jofra,
10,
then. Gus Atkinson,
5,
Jacob Effel,
7,
Bryden Cass,
6.
6.5,
Yeah, 6.5. Let's go that.
Zach,
0,
Ben Duckett,
8,
Will Jacks,
5,
Ollie Pope,
6,
Matthew Potts.
6. Also, we're one
One from
each
one,
for
yeah. Yeah,
Jamie and
yeah,
Nats. All right.
yeah.
But
It was meant to be.
fucking
Um,
Overton ruining everything.
retiring from Test cricket. That's another retirement we didn't talk about. Jamie Overton retiring from international cricket.
I wonder why.
Um, I mean Test cricket even, sorry, Red Bull cricket. Um,
I
Joe
still
Root,
wonder why we didn't talk about it. Route 12,
nice. Shoaib Bashir,
3,
Jamie Smith,
8,
Josh Tong,
9, with slight bias.
and Mark Wood.
8.
Okay, cool. And then from that,
Mhm.
what would your because everyone is doing it, so we might as well join the trend.
Cool.
First test is at Perth.
Yep.
What would your starting 11 be from
Duckett,
that squad?
Hamid,
From the
from that
selected
squad, from
squad.
the selected squad. Fine. How do I not pick Crawley? Um, Duckett, Pope, Bethel, Root, Brooke, Stokes, Smith, Joffre. Uh, who else?
Well, the question is how you to make up the bowling lineup. That's the thing.
I think I would. like it all depends on, yeah, it depends on the seamer rotation.
Yeah,
You can't play all of them in one game because they're all prone to getting broken,
yeah,
which kind of like leans you towards playing Bashir more, but
yeah,
I am skeptical of playing Bashir because he will get smashed everywhere.
yeah.
So Will Jacks, come on down. Because you do need that spinner to just hold an end.
But
And
is Will Jack's going to hold you an end?
I don't have any trust that Bashir will, so
But I think the difference,
I
I think Bashir is definitely a bowler who's not holding, he's not a leech, is he, with the holding end? I think Bashir is picked as a wicket-taking bowler that they want that to them to attack him.
can you confidently tell me that Bashir's getting going to be a wicket-taking bowler in this Ashes though?
No.
That could be the intention, but it's
So
not the reality. And I
yeah,
like
so
Bashir. I think he's done
yeah,
well
I
in
think we
spells, but
do good.
he's
Yeah. Um, Also, spin hasn't been great in Australia for like the last few years. It's been much more seam friendly. Nathan Lyon's record hasn't been super great, but the fact he Lyon will play, and they want someone to emulate Lyon. So I'm fairly confident Bashir will play.
sure, but you asked me which one
Sorry, your team.
who
Sorry, go
my
on. Sorry,
team.
go on.
So
Your
Will
team. Your team.
Jacks
Yeah.
come on down.
Yeah.
And then
Jofra.
yeah, like on a, yeah, first test, Jofra.
Yeah.
Um, I think I'll go tongue,
Yeah.
and I would start with Cast over Wood.
And Atkinson.
I think that's 11
Yeah. I'm saying
without
you start.
Atkinson.
You're starting. Yeah. Okay. You're starting Wood over Carson
Yeah,
and
so
Atkinson
the
is my question.
Cast, Tongue, Archer, Jacks will be my bowling attack.
Yeah.
And then Stokes, if he's not also broken.
Yeah. Well,
And
that's the
then,
key thing, isn't it?
yeah, but like, I don't think you can start all four of those injury prone bowlers.
Yeah.
You'll need to like put Wood in and out
Yeah. And Wood's
every
not
so
played any
often.
cricket at all. He's not
Exactly.
played any cricket in like 10 months.
And you're going to have to do that with Jofra as well.
Yeah.
And that kind of leaves you on relying a lot on Cast, Tongue, and Atkinson.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it doesn't fill me with a
That's the
lot
thing.
of
Yeah.
confidence,
That's
does
the
it?
trick. That's the thing. It's like on paper, if you discount all the injury stuff, like I've seen so many people say like, oh, first test, you've got to go all out attack, you've got to go Wood, you've got to go Archer, and Atkinson and Cast or whatever,
Mm.
whoever. You can't.
No,
Like if you're bowling if you're going for a full pace attack in that first test when it's going to be, hot, humid, difficult conditions, you could be out there for ages, and three of your five bowlers are Stokes, Wood, and Archer, all of which probably weren't playing Test cricket this time last year. No, they weren't definitely.
Mhm.
So like they're fragile as anything. I think Stokes and one other is risk enough.
Yeah,
So I mean, mine, I kind of like just I feel like I'm just Colt leading into it. But obviously it'd be Crawley, Duckett,
no,
Pope,
disagree.
Root, Brooke, Stokes, Jamie Smith. I'd also go Cast. I would go Atkinson. I would go Archer and Bashir.
So we've got a problem then.
I think you have to. I would love there to be a scenario and a world where you play Archer and Wood in the same game in a test match in Australia. I think that's just very exciting. There is also the fact that between the first test and the second test, there's a bit about 10-day break, I think.
Yeah, I
But
think
then
the
between the second
only
and the third test, there's a short break. So
yeah,
yeah.
I think the only chance that they play together is in that third test if we're 2-0 down and they need to win.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. But then you probably have would then one of them's probably going to have to play three in a row, I'd imagine.
I think just one of them would miss out on the fourth test.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
And
you
like
try and rely on the momentum that the
yeah.
third test brings you and
Yeah. It's annoying. It's so logistically awkward because it in an
but
ideal world, I feel like you should play your best team and try and win the first two or three games, get the series done, and that would involve Wood and Archer probably playing two
And
or three.
yet, Australia have done this for years in
Yeah,
rotating their seam bowlers successfully.
yeah,
And like that's kind of like missing the point that they're all actually world-class seam
yeah,
bowlers. And
yeah.
we're
Exactly. Yeah,
talking about Cass, Atkinson, Tongue, who
I
are
think Tongue.
all
Yeah,
decent, but
yeah,
they're not Cummins or Stark or
no,
Hazelwood. They're,
yeah,
or even like Pattinson, like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Good old
or
Pattinson,
even Scott Boland. I think Scott Boland
Scott Bowen.
is
Yeah, the
if
fact
Scott
that
Boland
yeah,
played for England, he'd be our third best bowler behind
oh,
Archer and
100%, yeah,
Wood.
massively. Yeah, and I think Everton was more trashes talk. Was downplaying the fact that Boland would be playing because Cummins is injured, being like, "Oh well, he only got two t wickets in 2023, and he went at five and over." I'm like, "Yeah, he played on the flattest pitches in the world, and on a and but comparatively to a guy who averaged nine with the ball against England in 2021, wherever it
Mhm.
was, like." He's a very good bowler at home. Like he got five for in his last Shield game again, I think. So he will do well in Australia conditions. And all of the England's bowlers apart from Wood, who did well in Australia last time, are untested in
Mhm.
Australia. Like I generally don't know. Like Atkinson bowled well in the last test this summer when his pace was up. But if his pace is down, he kind of turns into like an Ollie
Mm.
Robinson-esque bowler where he's not going to be quick enough or sharp enough to get, you know, indentations in the batting lineup. I think Tongue is going to be quite heavily involved in the series. I think
Yeah,
just due to the fact that he's quite durable, I think. So far, he's shown that he can bowl kind of difficult long spells. I think Cast is also that same kind of
Mhm.
bowler. So I think those two will probably play three or four out of the five.
I think Atkinson probably will as well, just
Yeah, I think
for
the
a
issue with
similar
Atkinson,
kind
yeah,
of reason. Like he's
yeah,
not
yeah,
as good as them, but we need players that can you just rely on for getting
yeah,
overs
yeah.
done.
I think they want to play Atkinson and Cast together as much as they can
Hmm.
because they both bat as well. So then you then have a longer tail, which is, I guess, if this team it's going to be needed because there's going to be a point where England are going to be 50 for four. That's just
Yeah.
going to inevitably. Um, and then I think if they're going to try and play Cass and Atkinson, and then they'll rotate between Archer, Wood, Tongue. I don't see Potts getting a game. I'm a big fan of Potts, but I just think they're not going to give. He's just kind of there.
Feels like another body just in case. And by
Yeah,
just in case, I mean after the inevitable injury to
yeah.
one of Archer,
All the
Wood,
fragile bowlers. Yeah,
Tongue,
yeah. So yeah,
Stokes, even.
yeah, Stokes. Well, that Will Jacks is there if Stokes gets injured, 100%,
Mhm.
because they tried to fill that gap when he got injured in the last test. They put Bethel at six, didn't work. So I think they think Jacks is more of a similar player to Stokes in the
Mhm.
sense of how he plays with the bat, and then they would drop Bashir and then play four seamers. That Jacks is there as their contingency Stokes plan.
Am I mad, or has Jax opened the batting at county level?
He opens batting in one day cricket,
I mean,
but
there's
he's
your
middle order
opener.
and thing.
There's your way to get Zach Crawley out of the team. Will Jax come on down?
That's the name of the pod, isn't it? Will Jacks come on down. Um, so yeah, okay. Well, we're very excited. Less than a month to go until Will Jacks has opened the batting with Ben Duckett. Um, yeah, I don't know how it's going to go. A lot depends on the injuries. A lot depends on how Australia come up against it. Like they started badly last summer against India. They lost the first test because they weren't quite ready. Um, so even if England win that first test, I'd still expect Australia to bounce back in some way. I think it's going to be a very good series.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
It feels like the most competitive, most even series for
yeah.
a while.
Yeah, and like, narratively, like you said, this is the thing that's been built up since 2022, since
Mhm.
when we started the pod. It's like it's all been leading to this. How
Is this our
exciting!
finale?
I don't. Well, it can't possibly because we've got England v Sri Lanka and some white ball cricket in February, so we need to be
Sure. Okay,
covering.
yeah.
Yeah, can't miss that. Um, but I think that's all the cricket chat. It's quite exhausting, like all this Ashes talk, and it's still a month. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Why talk about cricket when you can just bask in the glory of a 2-1 win at Anfield?
is that you're just not cricket?
I've got two. I just wanted to do that one quickly because it's still fresh in my mind with recording 3 days after. And
Just
I just like, I just wanted to bask in the fact that Mbumo very coolly celebrated in front of the cop and like lifted his arms and, but so what? And then Maguire like just the
Maguire.
euphoria, didn't know where he was and celebrated in front of the Liverpool fans
It's
as well. And how Liverpool have spent nearly £500 million,
yeah, yeah.
and yet their players don't actually seem to be playing.
No, yeah. It
Like the
confounds me.
yeah, the stats will tell you that Isak got an appearance on Sunday,
But was he actually
but
there?
I didn't
I
see
didn't
him
see him.
at all.
Yeah, he John Cena'd it.
And that's like
Um,
140 mil they spent, and
yeah,
another 120 on Vert, who hasn't got a goal or assist yet.
excellent stuff.
Like 30
It's
mil on Jeremy Frimpong, who was a right wing back, emphasis on
yeah,
right wing,
yeah,
to come in to kind of replace Trent
nice.
Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah,
But like he's basically an even more attacking version of Trent.
yeah. They've kind of lost the
Playing in
plot,
a
haven't
back
they?
four, it's great. I
Is
love
it
it.
4 or 5 they've lost in a row now?
This is four.
Okay,
If
yeah.
the United Strand, the fan who I said he won't cut his hair
That's him.
until United win
Yeah,
5 games in a row,
yeah,
if he had said like a week ago, I'm not going to cut my
mm,
hair until Liverpool lose 5 games in a row,
yeah.
yeah, that would be honestly just as good.
Imagine it.
Been great.
Did they play yesterday or tonight in Champions League? Imagine they. I can't
Honestly,
remember.
I'm still
In that
floating
vibe,
on the euphoria of
it's it's I because I don't have I follow, but I don't really have interest. Um,
no, I would say you only follow to like commiserate, not commiserate, to compound my misery when
to
certain
meme,
things are. Yeah, yeah,
to meme,
which
like.
to you means to have a laugh, but to me, it means to compound my misery.
um, I feel like a lot of the times it's when it's where Tottenham are involved because I feel like they were involved quite a lot last
Yeah, we don't
season
need to go
together.
over that. We don't, yeah, don't worry about
Um,
it. This
so
is a new
that's
season. Move
it's new
on.
season, new vibe, but it's just so confusing. I
Yep.
feel like we talk about United a lot in this podcast, and it's I feel like it's so topsy-turvy. Like I feel like when we started is when Marcus Rashford was like blitzing it up, and he had like scored loads of goals in the season or something. I can't remember,
I
and
mean,
I think you
I'll be completely honest. We only talk about United on this podcast when we're doing well.
true, yeah.
I'm not coming on here and
True.
bringing the mood
But
down.
like, this is why I don't understand. Like, and they lost to Grimsby.
Yep.
That's the thing I don't understand. And then they beat this. And I guess that's why football is good because you can have that kind. Like, it's
The
the
general
narrative.
concept, yes. That specific example, no.
That that was
But
what. Yeah, and it's the fact that Amarin I feel was like the sense that he must be sacked. He must be going now, and the fact now he's just beaten Liverpool at home. Do you think? I don't have no prior knowledge or
go for
stats
it.
or anything to back it
Sure.
up. But Liverpool have lost, 4 in a row, and
Hmm.
obviously all including United, and obviously in a bit of like a turmoil without, even though they spent ridiculous amounts of money, all that kind
Hmm.
of yada yada. It was obviously a very good time for United to play Liverpool when they're not good side,
I don't
or did they play well?
necessarily agree it was a good time to play them.
Okay.
They had lost the three in a row prior to an international break. So they've got
Hmm.
2 weeks to sort of reset,
Yeah, yeah,
go off with their national teams, and sort of just get the Liverpool results out of their head and
yeah.
come back and refresh. I would have preferred to play Liverpool before the
Before
international
the end,
break.
yeah, amongst all the other ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay. Fair
And
enough.
like
I didn't know there was an
Liverpool
international break.
still, yeah, but like Liverpool still created loads of chances.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like taking those chances is also like a measurement of how well you play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
True.
uh, you didn't take your chances. And
Yeah, no, yeah, for sure. That's all
Big
about.
Bry
So,
and Big Harry did.
but because Maguire got that header at the end. So is Amarin now safe? Is it all chill? Is it all happy camps? Or if they suddenly lose whoever they're playing against this weekend, is it suddenly like head lost hearts again? If they get beaten heavily by whoever they're beaten against.
So I don't. I think Amrim was always safe in like in terms of Ineos
Hmm.
backing him.
Hmm.
I think a few weeks ago I think Grimsby primarily was a big turning point for a lot of United fans.
Mm,
I think the loss at City was a big point because we just didn't show up.
yeah,
The loss at Brentford was a big
yeah,
point,
yeah.
partly because Bayern was still playing and
Hmm.
every goal was you could
Yeah.
fault him for every goal there,
Uh-huh.
and you could fault Bayern for pretty much every goal that we
Yeah.
had conceded prior to those goals, win
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
loss, draw,
Hmm.
and in the Grimsby game, Onana as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I think my faith at that after the Brentford game had completely gone.
Yeah, sure.
I want him to do well. I like him.
Hmm.
I like what the system is trying to do.
Yeah.
Don't necessarily agree with having only two midfielders, but
Yeah.
I want it to work and I liked him. But at that point, after Brentford,
Yeah.
I was looking at who could replace him.
Yeah. Because I think at that point, I feel like that's the point I think where I must have looked or something. I think that's maybe when did I come down to see the guys? I don't know. But I feel like because they beat Chelsea, didn't they?
Yeah.
And obviously beat Liverpool. And obviously those are two games that they could have very much have lost given the current way things were going.
Yeah, I think if you said at the start of the season we'd lose against Arsenal and City and beat
Yeah.
Chelsea and Liverpool, or every United fan would have
Project, yeah,
taken
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I think a big part of this is the first back-to-back win in the Premier League
Yeah.
that Amorim has had.
Yeah. Which is crazy. That's
Yeah. So
that's
like I
mad, really.
don't think this win has like completely re-earned faith of
Hmm.
me at least, and I think it's probably true for a lot of United fans.
Hmm.
But he changed some things tactically. He got a lot of selection
Yeah.
right with a lot of people would, I think, complaining that Yoro wasn't playing. And I think the implication was they would have played him over Maguire, but I think a lot of that was, I think it was
Yeah.
more confusion over why Shaw was playing instead
Yeah.
of Yoro. And I think that was evident in the game sometimes where you could have used Yoro's pace
Yeah.
in the back three, but like having Maguire in there turned out to be absolutely fucking great. Love
I feel
that.
like Maguire again for
Maguire
my very
and
limited.
Delict have been phenomenal as well.
Well, Maguire, I get the sense again. Maybe this is good knowledge or bad knowledge, or just
Who
me just
knows?
being like, oh, fake fan. I feel like I see him pop up with a goal or a winning goal like a fair bit,
Yeah.
like a little header. I feel like
Like because when
he's
it
in the
gets
box. He's like, oh, I've
desperate,
got a bump.
when your team is desperate for a goal, your
Hmm.
defenders will be going up into the box
Yeah,
more often, and Maguire is a good target in the
yeah.
box.
And I feel like Maguire is very much like a player. I mean, I think all players should be, but I feel like he's a guy who would wear, the club badge and his heart on his sleeve and stuff, and like run through a wall for like teams and stuff. He gives me that vibe as a player. Like he wants to be in that midst. He wants to be
Mhm.
getting that goal. I think he feels like Man United to me when I think of Manchester United. He feels like that kind of player who wants to be in amongst it. So I feel like I'm glad he's doing well. That's my vibe of
Yeah,
Maguire.
like especially after the really rough time
Yeah,
that he had, and he was playing really poorly at
yeah,
that
yeah.
time,
Hmm.
but a lot of it sort of spilled over into just unnecessary toxic
Yeah.
negativity to the point where England fans were booing him.
Which is just like,
And I
yeah, I
think
don't understand it.
that was kind of the point for me personally, when I was like, wait, no,
What are you
you
doing?
you don't get to boo him. You're not United fans don't, but like Old
No,
Trafford United fans don't boo him. I
no.
think some pre-season friendly in Australia or something did boo him, which is
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, of course it is.
But you can I am not having West Ham and Millwall fans and
No,
whoever
Jesus
the
Christ.
fuck
Yeah.
else booing a
Yeah.
United player. I already don't like the England national team. I think
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if that was the same for other United fans, where they're like, "Oh, no,
Yeah.
he's ours. You
Yeah.
only we
We
can
could be
call him
critical of
shit,
him. Yeah.
and he's actually playing well for England. So fuck
Yeah.
off."
Yeah.
And now he's
Listen.
brought it back completely, and he's
That's good. I'm glad
a
to see it. Yeah.
very important member of the squad.
Yeah. 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 Especially when I feel like doesn't he takes a good penalty as well, doesn't he? I feel like I remember him taking one
Yeah,
at Euros and he's a good penalty taker.
absolutely
Yeah.
batters it. Love it.
Yeah, which is what you want.
Yeah.
Cool. I feel like I've got some United knowledge. Um, right. Is that that was not your Just Not Crick pod, was it? Or was that
It
your
was.
not Crick?
It was.
It was.
I was going to
Okay,
talk
nice.
about Silk Song as well, if you want to talk about
Okay.
Silk Song,
I
because
mean,
we've got
I feel
like
like
it was just a moment, a very unlikely moment where we sort of converged at playing the same game at the same time
mm,
for different
yeah.
reasons, but it was
Yeah, I've not
just
I've not, yeah.
it was just a nice moment.
Yeah, it is infuriating. I've not played too much of it recently. I think I there was one bit I can't remember what it was. Oh, who knows? This is not going to translate well to audio. But like I was playing it for about a section for about 15, 20 minutes without getting
Yeah,
to a save point, and then obviously died. And then I just sort of like got back to like where I was seemingly an age ago. I was like, I'm not doing this. And put it away. I think like it's good. I love the graphics. I love the style and the art. But it's gotten to those points where you have to like bounce on those like red things in a certain way. You have to go up and down and
yeah,
up and down. And it on one time it works perfectly, and then another time, some reason the controller is like, nah, maybe not. And you just jump down instead. So
yeah. I think if that's the place where I think it is, I think that if
yeah,
that's Hunter's March,
I'm not sure. Maybe
if it's with the red bouncy bits and like
yeah,
there's little red flies and
probably yeah,
ant
probably
creatures and like red thorns,
yeah,
that is not necessarily a place you should be at. It is a place where they have like put in an early game area
yeah,
to like encourage players to explore,
yeah,
but made it well hard
yeah.
to discourage you from doing it again
Maybe that's
and
what I did.
trying to realize, oh shit, I shouldn't be here just
Okay,
yet. I
right.
should try
That
and get
makes
a
a lot
bit
more
more
sense.
health and
Okay.
then come back, explore more.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I need to consider that. Because yeah, that was infuriating.
Yeah, but it's not only you. I think a lot of players
Yeah.
probably stop there
Yeah.
as well. I think,
I'll go
yeah.
back 100%. But you know when you times you just feel like this is just absolutely
Oh, for
destroying
sure.
me mentally. But you finished it, haven't you? He said.
Yeah, I finished it now. I
Yeah.
played the first game a few years ago when it was on
Yeah.
PlayStation Plus, so I had it for free for like a month.
Nice.
And then when the PS Plus went away, I bought it because
Hmm.
I loved it so much. It's a
Yeah.
top three game
Nice.
of all time for me. And Silk Song didn't hit quite as well, like
Yeah.
emotionally or like vibes wise,
Hmm.
but it improves on the gameplay. It plays much differently.
Okay.
Instead of like a bit more of like a tanky
Yeah.
character in the first game, we've got like very obvious windows to like heal and dodge and when to hit.
Yeah.
Hornet plays in a much more like agile,
Yeah, for sure. Definitely.
attack heavy focus, and the tools are great
Yeah.
to do that as well. You can just fire them off whenever. It's
Yeah, yeah.
I've played like two Game of the Year contenders this year in this and Expedition 33.
Yeah, which you also recommended, yeah.
Yes. And they're just so good. They're so enjoyable for completely different reasons.
Yeah, for sure. No, nice. I'm still yet to try Expedition 33. It's on my list. Um,
I think
maybe
it
I'll
will
try before
be
next pod.
a bit of an easier journey.
I imagine so. But I play a lot of games like Ori and stuff as well. I don't know if you tried Ori, those kind
I've
of
heard of
ones,
it.
which is very similar kind of platform game to Silksong. And there's one level in particular where you're going up like a upwards tunnel
Mhm.
while like a flood is rising up below you. You've got to try and like do a similar thing of bounce off those things all the way up, and it
Mhm.
feels like it lasts for freaking ever.
Yeah.
And it's one of the times I almost did rage quit a game. I've never done that ever. I was like, this is broken. But that is I would also recommend that. It's definitely not the it's similar-ish art styles. It's probably a bit
Yeah.
more closer to I don't know. It's got another different narrative to it. I would recommend that. It's fun. There's a lot of different versions.
Yeah. Li-
So
And I
yeah,
would say like rage quitting isn't necessarily a bad thing
yeah,
because you take time away, you like mentally reset. Like when I
yeah.
first played Bloodborne, which is
Oh,
another
classic. Yeah, yeah,
top three game, but like that's probably the hardest game I've ever played.
yeah, yeah. That's fair.
And like I couldn't get past the boss at all.
No. Hmm.
Sort of just rage quit, didn't play it for like a month
Yeah.
or two, then came back to it because like the atmosphere is dope as hell
Yeah.
and like absolutely trounced the bastard. Just, so I
Yeah,
think
fair enough.
it's good if you're struggling with a game or like
Yeah.
studying or podcasts or like
Mm.
cricket or the Ashes.
Quick of the ashes. That's not going to be
Just like,
relaxing.
no,
Yeah.
of course not. But like, just take a break and
Yeah.
reset mentally, do something else.
Yeah. But you want a
Check.
game that's a challenge. I think there's also a game like with Hellblade, also when we played together.
Hmm.
There's a particular level in that where I think like it's the fire god, I think. I think in the first Hellblade game when you're trying to run through and there's like fire and stuff. I can't quite remember.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. Yeah,
And that was also infuriating. So
and
yeah,
like,
it's good to have those kind
yeah,
of challenges.
and in the first Hellblade, you've got that like completely blind level as well. You have
Oh,
to
yeah.
headphones on
Yeah.
and just go through the dark.
Yeah. And you get little glimpses of it and stuff. It's
Yeah,
great. Also, great game. Love that game. Um, if you've got a favorite game, leave it in the comments. Is it Cricket 26 that is also out the day before the Ashes? Maybe.
no, it's not.
Um,
Don't lie to yourselves. It's
um,
okay. You can put it down and you don't have to go back to it.
you could. Um, right. I think we're obviously rounding up there. So Ashes is less than a month, 21st of November. Um, I think the plan is to be back for then. We're potentially going to have some cheeky guests, which will be quite nice.
Sick.
Um, I'm not sure how regularly we want to do it. We'll discuss this off air, but we'll be back before the Ashes. Um, but yeah, where can people find us if they want, Jamie?
Just not CritPod, YouTube, shit, TikTok, Instagram, Blue Sky.
Yeah, all those places.
Is there another place? There's podcast places. Apple
Yeah,
Podcasts, Google
yeah,
Podcasts.
yeah,
No, not Google
yeah.
Podcasts. They don't exist anymore.
They're
They haven't
gone.
existed for like a year.
Yeah,
This is how long we've been away.
I know. This is how long we've been in this industry.
Uh,
Um,
yeah,
I did notice the other day. I did a quick count. This is my final point. I think we've got like combined over our socials something like 3,200 followers,
that's all right.
which is pretty good, isn't it? I think that's
Yeah,
quite a good little start.
that's
Um,
nearly enough for an actual cricket team.
yeah, yeah. There's probably a few maybes in there. So if you also want to follow us, go to all those places Jamie just said. But
Just not
otherwise,
CritPod,
we will see you in future times.
potentially.
Maybe.
Like, it might not be
Well,
another 3 months. Might
could
just
be after the Ashes.
see how the first match goes, and then we'll
Yeah.
see if we want to
Hide,
record.
hide away. Yeah.
But if United win again, we'll be back.